Right. The poison for Cusco, that poison.
Hey, Peter.
The poison for Cusco.
That's real with mahogany.
Bring it on!
Hello, my name is Patrick Warburton. I do cartoon voices. I do voiceover. I do cartoon characters. Kronk. You know Kronk in the Emperor's New Groove, that guy knows how to talk to not only the squirrels, but he's well versed in all the woodland creatures. Joe on Family Guy. Joe's, he's a professional. Peter, I'm a cop, and I'm a good cop. And Brock's a little bit edgier. He's always... His patience has been tried. He's this close to killing somebody. So people like to do impressions, and so we're going to look at some today and critique them.
Bring it on!
Hey, Peter, do you have a screwdriver I could borrow? Kinda need to put together a shelf.
Yeah! Bring it on!
His approach there, I think, is right in tune because he is physicalizing. He knows that it's his face that's informing his voice.
Yeah!
When I have to scream as Joe, it is hard on my voice because there's a proper way to scream and not, and I do it the improper way. More recently, I paid a little bit more attention to that. And I think that comes more from the diaphragm. You want to support, just like when you're singing, you got to support when you're screaming or yelling too. Otherwise, you're just frying it. You're frying your instrument. I feel so fancy.
This is my wheelchair! There are many like it, but this one is mine! Hey, Peter, you guys are acting like a bunch of pansies. I thought I told Bonnie to make me pancakes around 5 o'clock. I'm not sure why I have such a big upper body and such tiny legs. It's not right. Bring it on!
Well, and first off, always flattered that someone would go to the trouble and be inspired to want to impersonate a voice that I do. I think he does a very good job. He's got the timbre. He brings it down. Joe's very officious. That's where Joe comes from, because he's a police officer. So, everything that he says, he's got a little bit of that attitude, Peter. I know what I'm talking about. I'm a cop, a good cop. Keeping it serious with a little bit of that attitude. But very fine job.
Oh, I can't do it. I'm so full.
Hey everybody, it's me, Joe Swanson. I have returned back here doing the impression. Really pretty nice. Hey Peter, I really need you to get down to the poop sack. Cleveland, Quagmire, where's everybody at?
Okay. I like what he does there with the physicality. When you do that instructs your voice. Guys have their tricks. My friend Tom Kenny does this thing.
The hand technique. No!
Sometimes it's just like caving your face in like that. It's easier to talk like this if you're like this, as opposed to having your head out here like this. You do that a lot actually with Kronk. Kronk comes down here. Kronk is a little bit more down here like that. So I think that was almost a little bit more Kronkish, but definitely capturing something there.
Right on! Let's do it! Rock that world!
Hey Peter! You're not getting jeans, you're getting slacks! Peter!
That's Joe on acid right there. I like seeing different Joes. I don't think we're looking for a carbon copy. I don't think that's what we're looking for. The fun guys who do impressions, the really good impersonators, they do their own sort of magnified versions of those characters, and that's what I'm seeing a bit of today. And so I like that. I think it's fun.
Oh, right. The poison for Cusco.
Oh, yeah. That's real with mahogany. Knock, who's there? Oh, I don't know. Okay. You? Oh, me, a new acorn. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Cusco is poison. Poison for Cusco. Oh, yeah. It's all come together.
Yeah, he's got it down. He's got it down here. He's got the sort of the tone going. It becomes a little too staccato there. I think you can flow it together just a little bit more like that. smooth it out a little bit. But he's got a really nice style and tone there. I think he's doing a very fine job. That's the only critique I give him. When I initially looked at the dialogue for Kronk, there was a Kronk and Anisma, 4 pages, that's about it. And Disney's very secretive with their script, so I did not have all that much to inform me except for these 4 pages. I could see that Kronk was a henchman, seemingly reticent, but he liked to cook. So I thought he probably doesn't sound dark. He sounds a little bit sweeter. You like to cook. So I kind of brought it down here like that. I mean, he could have been darker. The poison for Cusco. Can I poison him? This could have been a very different movie.
Oh, right. The poison for Cusco.
Oh, right. The poison for Cusco. The poison chosen specially to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison. That poison?
There's different Kronks. There's Kronk down here, but there's Kronk up here too, I think. You know, there's Kronk that comes out up here. The one thing I would say, I think he's doing a very nice job. The one thing I'd say is you're having thoughts. Each one's a different, maybe even a different thought. Right. The poison for Cusco. That poison. You're really thinking about it. That's all.
Listen, you guys, you're sort of confusing me, so, be gone.
So, my last name's Kronk, and when people find out my last name's Kronk, they're like, oh, Kronk, like the guy from Emperor's New Groove, right? Yeah.
This poor fella. And so he was forced to have to learn an impression of Kronk. I'm sorry. With Kronk, there is no dialect. No real dialect. It's more of an energy. Just his whole energy. You're doing a good job. And the next time you see me, you can just kick me right in the nards. Yeah, that's right.
That poison?
Yes, that poison.
Got you covered.
Poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison. Poison designed specifically to kill Cusco. Cusco's poison. You're talking about that poison.
I like that. The energy's similar, but he's putting his own take on it. At the same time, you know, keeping the whole essence of Kronk there. This fellow or any of the other fellows have actually, voiced the character. It would have worked. It just would have been their own spin on it. But that's very close. And here are some impressions of me.
Hey, waiter! I'll have the Eggs Benedict. Yeah, two coffees. 1 orange juice. No sugar on the side.
I'm actually the opposite in restaurants. My kids always make fun of me because I always have felt like, because of my voice or just that I'm a little bit larger, that if I say something like, can I get some water, it just comes across as assholeish. Well, I think most of these characters and what we're seeing, you know, and for this gentleman here, for instance, it's a little bit bigger than life, but that's what makes impressions and character work fun, is to sort of put a magnifying glass on what people do. The problem is when you look at impressions of yourself, you're like, oh my God, am I really like that?
I always squint my eyes like so. I also play Joe Swanson on Family Guy. Yeah, it's among those show rules of engagement. What about it? Audrey, I thought we talked about that. Come on, get it real. High five.
See, that is definitely a magnified version. I hope I'm not. Audrey, get in here and make me some dinner. That's like what my buddy Mike does too. He'll do it, and then he'll integrates all this like real life stuff, like, yeah, the Santa Rosa Valley is really nice. Great place to raise your kids. Yeah, we really love it out here. He's a friend of mine, I love him, but I mean, I don't know who I look like anymore, so that could be me right there. Well, I think most of these characters and what we're seeing, you know, and it's a little bit bigger than life, but that's what makes impressions and character work fun, is to sort of put a magnifying glass on what people do. One of the problems I had early on in my career was that I was always thinking about the right way to do something. So the aha moment for me was realizing that there is not a right way. There's no right way. The right way is your way. They can write pages of a character description, but they still don't know what a character sounds like until they hear it. So you show them what the character sounds like. Make some choices, be creative, have fun with it. Be confident in your choices. Those, to me, just seem to be the primary elements. Well, I'm Patrick Warburton, and that was my critique of some fantastic work. I so appreciate it.